Hey everyone, Follow Myth here, bringing you a guide on how to build a melon farm efficiently and make 5,000 caps in under 2 hours. Keep in mind this farm will not work if you've already claimed Abernathy Farm as your settlement. Lucy at Abernathy Farm will purchase melons for 3 caps each, but you can up that to 5 caps per melon by passing a speech check. The speech check is uncovered through the upper dialogue option. Yellow speech checks often require a minimum of 7 charisma, though as with any speech check, bad RNG means you could still fail to pass it. Make sure you save beforehand. You only have one chance to up the price to 5 caps, so don't screw it up. And don't forget to take their melon crops while you're here. I recommend you first clear Concord and get Preston and his gang to Sanctuary so you have settlers ready to tend to your farm. We will need a minimum of 9 settlers, and since I've already cleared Concord, I already have 5. Each settler can work up to 12 melon farms or 6 food units, so if we have 9 settlers working in the farm, we'll be producing 108 melons per every 24 in-game hours. Keep in mind Preston and Cotsworth cannot be assigned to crop production at this time. If you don't interact with Mama Murphy at this stage of the game, she will work on any task you assign her. Once you build her a chair, she won't move or be productive until later when you have an opportunity to convince her to get cleaned. Since we're still short on settlers, we need to build a recruitment beacon. We want to recruit an additional 4 to 5 settlers. All materials can be found around Sanctuary except sometimes crystal. There is a guaranteed spot in Concord by entering the bar store, located in the center of the town. Inside, you will find a camera on the counter. Trashcan Carla also sells crystal shipments. While we wait for settlers, we're gonna start collecting melons. There are 2 in Sanctuary just behind the workshop house, plus 10 in Abernathy Farm that we've grabbed earlier. We're gonna go ahead and plant these melons. Assign all your settlers to food production and sleep for 24 hours. Go back to Abernathy Farm and harvest their melons again. Your crops in Sanctuary should have grown new melons as well, so don't forget to collect those too. If your crops haven't grown, leave the area and come back. I'd go as far as Red Rocket if you're doing this. Plant the new melons you've collected and repeat this process until you have 100 melon crops. In addition to manually harvesting your crops, remember that your settlers are also harvesting these melons and putting them in the workshop during those 24 in-game hours that you're sleeping. Don't forget to collect these as well. Your settlers will consume 1 food and 1 water every 24 in-game hours. The amount they harvest and put in the workshop has this amount deducted already. If you have 9 settlers, that means that they will consume 18 melons and 9 water units. As I said in my other farm guides, there can sometimes be a cap on the amount of food your settlers produce that's deposited into the workshop, so make sure your workshop has 0 food items of any kind just to be on the safe side. Put them in a container outside your workshop. If your settlers stop producing, this is often why. Remember, if your melon farm is connected through supply lines to other settlements across the Commonwealth, these settlements may consume from your melons that your settlers put in the workshop. Something you can do is disconnect your supply lines from your melon farm or set up additional food production on each settlement so they aren't taking food from other places. Melons also have a large collision box, and as a result, they end up really spread out and taking up a lot of space. To collect your melons more efficiently and save space, you can move them closer by using a concrete column. Put it beside a melon plant and press E until both are selected. The game will use the collision box of the concrete column, which is far more versatile. Melon plants are only selectable when there are visible melons ready for harvest. It does take a bit of time to arrange it this way, but it does clear up a lot of room. Keep in mind if they're too clumped up together, it makes it harder to collect them. You will also need to set up defenses totaling the sum of your settlement's food and water production. The base chance of attack is 2% for any settlement, this chance goes up by 1% for every 100 water and 1% for every 100 food as well. Do the best you can to up your defenses around the predetermined spawn points. There are 3 raider spawn points in Sanctuary Hills, so keep these in mind. Setting this up is relatively easy compared to, let's say, a water farm. There are a lot of upsides to this method. For one, you don't need charisma to get good buying and selling prices. Lucy has a set price and an infinite amount of caps, unlike merchants who carry a limited amount of caps in stock every 48 in-game hours. You also won't have to collect materials or travel far and waste time looking for other merchants and having to refresh your charisma consumables, especially if you play survival. There is nothing essential that you'd be missing out if you delay claiming Avernity Farm as your settlement anyway. From the time I started building this farm, it took me close to 2 hours to collect 1,000 melons and I made a total of 5,000 caps. Easy peasy. Anyway, I hope you guys found this guide helpful. Let me know in the comments and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.